Hello, how's it going? If you're not familiar with me, hi, my name's Andrew. I work casual contract work, which means that half the year I'm tied down working, and then the other half of the year I'm sort of traveling around and mostly doing my own thing, but sometimes there are odd jobs. So I wanted to sit down today and talk about sort of building a lifestyle for yourself as a digital nomad. Now, I'm mostly a hobby digital nomad, but I did end up billing something like a little more than $2,000 of ad hoc jobs this holiday. So I feel like I have some experience in balancing work and play, if that makes sense. So I just wrote some notes down here. My number one tip for getting these things working together is write to-do lists. Now, this really depends on whether the sort of work you're doing is very quantitative, like it's just a big bulk of jobs that you need to get through, which themselves are not particularly difficult, but there's just a lot of them, or qualitative, like serious problem solving that needs to be done. Here's my secret. Qualitative work, you can always impose your own framework on that by breaking it down into subtasks. I mean, there's very little chance that you are doing a completely novel problem-solving activity where you have no idea how to break that into subtasks. And it's recursive. If you start working on a subtask and you find that that can break into stages, you can break that down even further. I mean, in any hypothetical scenario where you're doing completely, like for the first time, open-ended problem solving, you probably wouldn't be paid for it. So, moot point. But yeah, to-do lists are really good. Here's another trick. I'm not sure if I talked about this in a previous video. Boredom maxing. It's fine to do a bit of work and take a break, but you may have mixed results with this. I found it super effective. I saw that other people found it super effective. May not work for you. Your mileage may vary. Try just doing nothing in the downtime between sprints. So still physically rest your body, but do nothing. And that might help you to maintain your focus throughout the day. Who knows, or not. But when you're doing sprints of work, because it is important to take breaks in between, that's how you keep up a high momentum, is you're rested every time you sit down. It's well defined, like I'm going to start, stop, I'm going to go for this long sort of thing. You need to balance sort of keeping momentum versus fatiguing yourself. So if your interval time is too short, then the context switch between taking a break and working might just dominate the work that you did in that time. But obviously, if it's too long, then your productivity will go way down. So be open to tuning that and finding the balance. It may change depending on which task you're working on. Okay, another really good point is to set milestones and have some sort of estimates. So let's say you've got some big portion of work that needs to get done and you're doing some amount of it today and you've broken it down into like units of work. It might be a good idea to say, okay, how many units of work do I want to do today? How many do I have total? How many, break it down even further. How many do I want to do before breakfast? How many before breakfast and lunch? How many, you see what I'm saying here. Just so that it's not an open-ended question of how much work will I do today? Well, I don't know. It's like, and it's fine to put margins in there as well. It's fine to say, okay, 10 units of work, just a random number. I reckon I can do like 5 units of work today, but if I do 10 units of work, that's really good, and that lightens the burden tomorrow. Just an example. Now, going hand in hand with these sorts of estimates and units of work and all of that, it's really important to track the time you're spending on tasks. I mean, if it's fully creative work and you're doing your own thing, that's fine, do whatever you want. But if it's boring and someone else is paying you to do it, track your time, because you want to, for purposes of morale, it's really good to have some concrete idea of how long it's going to take to get this thing done. Okay, last point I'll mention today. Try to avoid alcohol, or at least to keep it separate from your work sprints. So, I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, you're going on holiday, you want to have a bit of fun as well. And maybe your idea of fun is, hey, I'm going to go out and drink all the beer. It's going to be #1 beer holiday. In my experience, and your mileage may vary, in my experience, when you're working very seriously on a project, it's like your head is this snow globe, and the little snow crystals have settled just such that you're in flow state, you're on the program, you're going on the right trajectory and all of that. And if you go out and you drink alcohol, have fun, all of that, it's like you're shaking the snow globe, and it'll settle. No problem. Tomorrow, you'll wake up, you'll be okay. But the snow crystals will be in a different configuration, and best case scenario, it could just be a big context switch to get back in the zone. Worst case scenario, a really big context switch, like you may just waste more time than it's worth. So definitely, by all means, go have fun, go wild, go have a blast. In my experience, it's a good idea to keep that sort of outside of your projects. So if you have some really big unit of work, I would recommend maybe not hitting the pub, one day in between that stretch. Maybe wait until you've got that whole project done before you start another project. You can go out, you can celebrate, you can have fun, get on the beers. #1 beer guy, that's you. But then take a day to just recuperate or whatever, rally, and then get on with another unit of work, like another project. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, that'll be it from me. Rebel Nomad, transmission out.